Mike Gill's State of Corruption. If you've been following us, you can feel the tone change. The corrupt are running scared. Now I've told you, and I've had in the last couple months, we're moving criminally. You've seen the list. We're going to go down that list and go after each and every person on that list criminally. That's right. We're moving criminally now. Criminal packages. Setting them up civilly. Exposing them to the people. Right? And then attacking them criminally. So you see the movement. So you can ask why something isn't being done. Many people have asked me, what can I do to help? Now this is the first thing that I want each and every one of you who want change, who want to put justice back in. This is what I want you to do. I want you first to watch this video. Extraordinarily important. We've quite literally entrapped a courthouse of judges manipulating evidence. Judge Howard, Judge Francois, Judge McHugh. This is the corruption that's going on in the court. Well, I have them. I've caught them in their maneuver. You're going to see this. So this is, again, what I want you to do. I want you to share this video. I want you to tell your friends. I want you to tell your family. I want you to tell the people you work with that you have to watch this. The way to beat this corruption is by light. By exposing the truth and seeing it for what it is. You will see that this is a network corruption throughout this state that are run by these people and these law firms. That we have dead to rights. You're going to see a clip. You go back to You Be the Jury, where I caught Ross and McHugh and Attorney Hilliard committing corruption, forgery. Well, they found out I have a federal complaint and a complaint with the U.S. attorneys. So you know what they do? They moved to take my house. Supposed to be an auction on Saturday. Now listen, I'm not asking anybody to feel bad for me. I'm prepared to lose my life. You think I care about a house? Do you know what's at stake right now? But this is the level of leverage that they're applying on me. So I stop talking to you. I can take $50 million bucks or not lose my house, not lose my business, but I'm not going to bend. And I am not going to break. And I want you to look at this video. And I'll show you the evidence. Just like I did on the list. You've seen that they offered me $50 million. You don't hear them disputing it. You don't hear them saying that they never made me offers, did not lie. Except for Hildred on the video that included them. And you're going to get to hear it. So you're going to know that he was lying. Okay, watch this piece. And we'll guide you through the rest of it. We are going to solve this crime. We are going to incriminate judges, law firms, and attorneys. And we're going to demand something is done. Mike Gill with State of Corruption. I told you that I wouldn't back down. I don't care what they try to do. But let me explain to you what they're trying to do today. That's my house in the background, right? You're going to remember, You Be the Jury. John Ross with the forged fee agreement. Darla Sedgwick worried for her life. This is Wiggins and Norrie. These are the people that are on the list who asked for a release. Well, they're leveraging me with the DRA, the IRS, the Banking Commission. Well, also the courts. Not any courts. Let's go back to Brentwood again. You know, after 3 attempt hearings from Manchester to Nashua, we're back to the scene of the crime with Brentwood, right? Now, what if I showed you these 2 documents that I've got in the door today? One is saying they're auctioning off my house today for 3 weeks of 1 month's bill that I caught Wiggins and Norrie's cheating. You get to see it, and they ask for a release. Now, not only from the same courthouse, but from the same courtroom where Anderson replaced McHugh. Not only are they auctioning off my house, on the same day, I've got a hearing to say if I don't fix the septic, which has nothing been wrong with it for the last 12 years, I get to go to jail too. So let's think about this. They're going to auction my house and file me for contempt if I'm not fixing the septic on the house that I don't own. Now how's that for leverage? Now I'm going to put these other pieces together. This is a criminal piece. I dare them to take my house. Go ahead. Right? Hey, listen. I'm not worried about them taking my life. I'm not worried about a house. I'm worried about what's going on to this state, and I'm prepared to make any sacrifice I have to make this change. Okay. That's present day. Now let me tell you and explain to you how we set them up. All right? John Ross. John Ross was the president of Wiggins and Norrie. Wiggins and Norrie was the fourth jewel in this corruption of hell. You had Divine Millimat, you have McLean, you have Shaheen and Gordon, and you had Wiggins and Norrie. So Ross was the principal there. Now, I caught Ross trying to delay the case, trying to get the ex-attorneys off through statutes of limitations. So he was working corruptly. One of the boys. In fact, I believe he is a key factor in where the Title 4D money went. And that's the money in matching funds with the family court. But this, don't miss it. This guy's connected. All right. I caught him, and you be the jury, that trial where I countersued Wiggins in front of Judge McHugh. All right? We caught Ross literally giving me a fee agreement. That's a contract for them to work together. The contract was more of a release. It was always going to be corrupt from number one, which is why I never signed it. In fact, I never saw it. And you get to see it, and we'll do that little snippet, where you're going to see that this is a forgery.
Could you please confirm for the jury that as your signature on page 3, Exhibit 1?
It's not. We can move on. See, there's no question that it was forged. It was Ross himself. See? Now what you're also going to see, and we've enclosed, is the Julian Long, his deposition. He was the guy that literally took that forged document and planted it back in the mortgage specialist to be found by that person. Now we've enclosed a deposition that explains that. We have Ross caught. Right. And you know what they know? Right here. They know we filed a criminal complaint with U.S. Attorney Emily Ross on May 10th of this year. See? So now they're working to get Ross off because they know that it is a forgery. Okay. So how are they getting Ross off? If you remember in the case, I lost the case. McHugh threw everybody, all the jury out. You know why? Because it was uncovered, and when questioned, that I had a settlement offer at that time for $40 million. After that, it was a settlement for $50 million. But you've seen Russ Hilliard, the attorney, saying, "We deny this, Your Honor." Right? And Divine, you're right, I filed them. And, just like you said, brought them into court. Listen, when we started playing catch with Mr. Ross, they brought in Mr. 10.
And what about the McLean law firm that you brought in?
I want to talk about those law firms. Let's talk about those lawsuits, and then I get to talk about them.
You made a statement you always pay your bills.
I do.
You didn't pay.
I don't owe. I don't pay on fraud and cheating. In fact, I own a mortgage company. It has to be impeccable. So the question should be, why now? Why then?
Is at least.
How about this? I did get to pay $5 million.
Is at least 4 law firms that you didn't pay their bills. Is that
10 and 10, Divine, maybe Morris Mahoney, all of which we're suing, all of which offered me $40 million to settle, including him.
Okay.
Disregard all that. He can only give you fact evidence, not supposition.
It was Hilliard that brought this up, not me. He opened that door. I didn't sign anything with anybody regarding to keep my mouth shut about mediations. I'm telling you, including his own client, they offered me settlement offers, and you can see it in writing. Well, I have it in writing. Is that a fact?
No.
Your Honor, I got you this in there.
Come on, sir.
Your Honor.
He brought up these lawsuits. He brought up the law. I was paying my bills. What's wrong? That's why. So he needed an explanation. He's trying to set up their mind. I'm trying to tell him that I'm not. He's trying to create something that doesn't exist. You brought up the law firms.
Your Honor, I approached the bench for the sole reason that the last thing he said was someone had made an offer of settlement, and he pointed
for an explanation.
And he pointed to Mr. Ross as if to suggest that that is.
Tell anybody. It's on the internet. You can check it out.
Your Honor, I will represent to the court there has been no discussion with this gentleman on behalf of William and Norrie about paying a nickel.
So now you know that Hilliard, who is only the New England Bar Association president, right? Right. You've seen the other statements. Now I show you the list again. Right. Where they offered me $50 million. Right? And you know what? Who's asking for releases? Dallas Sedgwick and Jonathan Ross. Not only were they guilty, and I mean guilty, for instance, Sedgwick came romantically to me. We'll enclose the love letters that we're still getting. All right? That's how I found out the corruption then. This thing's been filthy for months. We're talking about 3 weeks of the last month. But what they want is for me to sign a release, the payments with the court. One, it protects Brentwood. It protects McHugh and the other corrupt judges in there. Let's not forget, we're waiting on Delker with the Aganos. You find it coincidental we run back into the same courtroom that we have all this corruption in? It's because other courtrooms won't take it. It's not that they're not corrupt, but they're not going to take a bite of this sandwich. Right. See, this is what they know. They know we filed a criminal complaint. Rice is telling Hilliard that. So that's why they're coming at me right now. Are you ready? We have other evidence. We got more judges. Judge Howard. You might remember Judge Howard. We only had him in 11 videos. He was the representative working with Courthouse to cover up the Ponzi scheme at FRM. He knows that I've accused him of that. It's right here in his recusal. He turns around and tells us that it's not going to sway his decision. I only call him a criminal covering up Ponzi schemes. Guess who winds up on the case? This is called the Nakamura case, where all they were trying to do was get evidence. He doesn't recuse himself, yet he's a subject of 11 videos. You know why? And you know why we have them? Because Howard used to work for Ross. He didn't recuse himself in 11 videos. I'm going to tell you why. Because he has to come in and cover Ross. Because the depositions in that case, Julian Long, will incriminate Ross. Literally put him in jail. And Howard knows it. He's the cover team. He's the one who came in to cover for FRM. Now I'm going to show you a video that I did briefly in 2014 when I've even tied them together, Ross. Joe LaPlante, U.S. Attorney's Office. Mr. LaPlante was the judge in the Banking Commission case. He didn't take himself off. I had to force him off. You know what I found? I found an article where he called John Ross from Williams and Norrie his mentor. Interesting. There's Mark Howard. There's John Kakavas. Now, see, Mark and John Kakavas are good students because they learned from Ross at Williams. See what they did? They played catch. They had to trust their best friend. Ross knew that Topher was coming in, still maintained the fraud on the court, And they were going to play catch. Except for I caught them again. But who do I tell? Alex Walker. See? So Howard, Kakavas, and all Ross worked together. He was their mentor. They're trying to come in and save them and leverage me with my silence. I don't care what they can take everything. They're not silencing me. And this is what's going on right now. This is an email from Hilliard. That's what they're trying to set up. Well, I'm sending you an email back. You're not going to have me sign any contingencies or give you people's relief. No, come and I dare you to foreclose and take that house. Listen, I'm going to put you all in jail. So you have to understand where we are here. All right? Very important. I'm fighting Shaheen and Gordon. They were the start of this corruption. Alex Walker, they're the start. You know who the insurer is for Divine Millerman? Liberty Mutual. We got all the players right back. And the biggest player is the courthouse in Brentwood. That's why they're running the corruption. That's why those cases get moved there. That's why Delker's sitting and waiting to sign it, because they know it's corrupt. You don't think Shaheen and Gordon's my lawyers were? Alex Walker wasn't? Look at Ross. We have them. Stop thinking that we can't put them in jail. Remember, share this video. Tell your friends. Let's expose these pieces. I am telling you it's working, and I am filing criminal charges against these people. And I'm going to be exposing each and every of these criminal charges on these videos. And then it's for you to ask, why aren't they coming forwards? Why aren't they going to protect these witnesses? These brave people who come forward and risk their lives. You're not going to ask the U.S. Attorney, the FBI, the DEA, what are you doing? These people coming forwards, they need your help. You just saw what this is, a whole courthouse in Brentwood. Now I'm going to be going back there, right? With Aganos, Cruz, and Griner, right? So we're dealing with this back. We're going right back to the corruptness. You just seen Judge McHugh, and you be the jury. He'd go to jail. Ross would go to jail. Hilder would go to jail. Howard would go to jail. You understand the impact of all this is? Listen, one last thing before I say goodbye. I have no intentions of committing suicide. None. And if I happen to have an accident, don't believe it. And outside of the wheels, everything's good. All right. Mike Gill with State of Corruption.